All right, everybody, what's going on? It's Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide. It is a community race night, and tonight we have a draft race for you between two of our runners here. Drinks Glue on the left, supporting the standard blue and white trim, and Jexfarok on the right-hand side, supporting the slate, gray, black, and purple trim. My name is The Schwantz27. I am joined in the commentary booth by A-Prebs. Good to have you back. How's everything going?
It's good to be back, and things are going well. Excited to see this battle royale coming in and get back to a little bit of the where I was active. So at least I'll know what to talk about tonight.
Yeah, awesome. So we've got some pretty interesting flags that were drafted by our runners here. There were 18 flags that were drafted in total. A couple of them overwrote one another, and there was a calmness here or there interjected. But what are we going to see tonight? We are going to see a Sabin with Sword Tech and Umaro and a Shadow with Throw start from our runners. We also have a ton of different objectives besides the normal 6-character, 9 Esper Kefka unlock. As you see on Drinks Glue's screen there, we get the auto dog block, the intercepted objective if we complete any of the Floating Continent Escape, Velt Cave, or win a Coliseum match. And we'll come back to that last one because that's going to be a popular theme here. We're also going to learn 8 blitzes if we complete the Floating Continent Escape. So a lot of shadow-related objectives, and as far as Umaro goes, there's a lot of Coliseum objectives, too. We get plus 20 speed by winning a Coliseum, and we also get plus 10 magic power, plus 10 vigor, and an additional plus 10 speed by winning in the Coliseum. So I expect our runners to go to the Coliseum and go to the Floating Continent here.
Yeah, most definitely. And while they're burning through their checks, hopefully running into somebody with the blitz, since Sabin is Blade Master Sabin.
That is correct. Sword Tech Sabin, yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully finding somebody with blitz and just helping that floating continent synergize with a party that they're going to be happy with.
Yeah, so in addition, we have a wealthy start, 100,000 GP, 10 Warp Stones, 10 Phoenix Downs, 2 tools, along with 100% random chests. So we're going to see looting favored over shopping in the seed because there are no rods, super balls, or elemental shields in the shops either, as well as the YNPC set to remove after a short animation. So it's actually YNPC X Zone Vanish. So we could potentially sequence break and get that curse shield a little bit early and get some of Locke's checks. There also will not be any Espers in the auction house. So for those auction house haters out there, this is a great seat to watch. And our characters will be 140 to 200% of their original values when it comes to stats. So they're going to be some swoley characters as well. As we start off here, we'll see exactly where our crew starts to go now.
Yeah, and with completely randomized chests, we're likely to see your typical start, a lot of looting to get started with, and hopefully grab some lucky high tier items, and then maybe make their way into actually beginning their checks and getting in there. So let's see how this starts off with that.
All right. Well, we did see a Ragnarok in one of the chests there in the Narsh shed. So that hopefully will be able to be worn by somebody. And since we have the meritorious gear flag set on, anybody can equip anything. So right now that Ragnarok's looking pretty sexy, if I might say so myself. Perhaps we'll give that to Sabin instead of waiting for him to level up his sword tech ability. One of the other settings here that we did not talk about that will make this somewhat less of a jet seed than we thought is that normalize and distort boss stats have been enabled. So some of our lower tier bosses are going to be a little bit harder to kill than normal. But we have a lot of other things going for us as we see in the World of Balanced Narsh. We're doing some looting here and we'll get underway.
Yeah, most definitely. One other one other flag here that we have is the interceptor flag, with good old Drinks Glue, the old dog himself, probably bringing that out and completing the floating continent, and a couple of other checks will uh, bring out the auto dog, and so
Yeah,
that'll be
so
a good one to see.
all right, we do find some dried meat in case we do run into Gao. So Gao was actually picked first in this draft, but since we found 3 other characters, he was overwritten, and that is the first Esper on the board there for Drinks Glue at the Gao Manor check. That is Tritalk. So we'll see what Tritalk has. Meanwhile, Jexfrock is giving us the Narsh weapon shop where we do get the Esper Phoenix or a Thunder Shield. So if we get Terra later, we could perhaps go and grab that Thunder Shield from behind Welk, and we'll see what the Curse Shield count is so far in the seed. And Glue is just heading straight away into checks. I don't hate this play, given the fact that we've got really, really good things to start here. Curse Shield count at 8. I think that's certainly doable, Prebz.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And as you mentioned, using the NPC Zapper to get in there and find out this early, definitely doable. One
Strength
thing
+1, Cure 3, and Fire 2, and Flare on that Esper. That's a pretty good one. So
yeah,
go
that's
ahead.
a nice Esper to have. One thing we haven't done yet is kind of just bring back and explain a little bit about the draft and how we came upon these flags. Many of our viewers are probably remember the Blackjack Battle Royale, but anybody watching that's newer may not know about it. So the Blackjack Battle Royale was a tournament that we had, a nice big event with quite a lot of our community running. It was really fun, and the way that we did it was everybody could sort of draw cards like you would at a poker table, and doing that, they would have a hand of cards and they would pick one that they wanted. So as we've been discussing these flags that our runners have picked, this is what they did: is they got a random draw of 3 or 4 that they could pick from, and they would choose one, and that is what has built up to the flag set that we have and that we're watching right now.
Yeah, so we don't have any Super Balls in shops, but we did pick up one in a chest there at the Returner's hideout, and Drinks Glue didn't even find a lot of stuff to throw. I thought that maybe he found some throwables in World of Balanced Narsh, and there is Terra at the Imperial camp, so he's already going to get that 4th character, and as we mentioned before with Jexvarok going to the Narsh weapon shop, we can go get that Thunder Shield, it looks like. Question from the chat from Kaiser Divas: what is the scaling set to? So we didn't get any cards related to enemy scaling in this particular draft, so it is the usual 2 times your characters, Espers, and Dragons. So right now for Drinks Glue, it is at 8, and we're going to max out at level 40 here.
Yeah, that is a good question.
So in case you're wondering about what the picks were, that is the link to the draft picks there. It's a little screenshot that I took of all the picks in our Discord. Perfect. And meanwhile, Jexvarok doing a little bit more of a standard thing here and picking up a bit more loot. I think I would be doing this as well. I don't know if I'd be jumping right into fights, especially with that 100% random chest count there.
Yeah, I would try my luck for the chests and hope to just get real lucky with some sort of high tier items and finding those. But Drinks Glue, like you said, it's also not a bad call. I mean, with this flag set, both of these approaches are probably going to yield some good results.
Yeah, we do have very strong character abilities with Throw and Sword Tech. We found a Ragnarok very early on, so that's a good high tier item. Terra with Lore, and I think her magic power is 73. That was quite ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah.
That is actually insane.
Powerful Terra there. That is a nice find.
All right, so Drinks Glue is not going to do this monster in a box here. We don't have a Valiant Knife or Atma Weapon or Fixed Dice yet. However, now that he's completed that Imperial Camp check, we can't ever go back to that monster in a box. So a little bit of fear of missing out is not going to bother Drinks Glue. He's heading right over to the Sealed Gate Cave to go get some more chests here.
Jack found a peace ring for his curse shield.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh yeah.
That will negate the berserk part of the curse shield. We still can't cast magic spells or anything like that, but that is the hard, the most annoying part is having your character being uncontrollable and hitting your own team very, very often. So nice pointing that out there from Nobody War, who is doing the restreaming and the tracking tonight like a real champ here.
I'm loving these palettes that we have on the characters.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about Worlds Collide is how customizable each of the seeds can be, right? We could have custom sprites, custom palettes, rather. You could also have custom sprites, too, if you really want to get nutty. We tend not to do that on stream just because it's very hard for us in the commentary booth to know what the heck's going on. But you could certainly do that for your own benefits. You could turn Umaro into Robo from Chrono Trigger if you want to. That's it's pretty neat.
Just PSA, don't make the same mistake I did when I first started running and change their names as well, and then you don't know actually who you get and what checks to go into because they look completely different and have a completely different name.
Yeah, if you need to have a chart or a table there. By the way, Fire 3 and Magic Power +1 on that Phoenix Esper, so that one's easily accessible right off the rip for our runners in case they want to go there. So we'll see what's at the end here of the Cave to the Sealed Gate. There is an Aura Lance in one of the chests, and there's a Rage Ring there, which is a very good relic for Yeti, but it's also good for anyone else, giving us absorption of fire and resistance to lightning spells. So that'll be nice in case we don't find more elemental shields. There's some fixed dice. Yeah, so maybe a little bit of regret on not going to see what that Imperial Camp monster in a box was.
Yeah, possibly a little bit of a twinge of regret. That is those are not dinosaurs you want to see.
No, this could get ugly, this fight. Taking off the Moogle Charm in order to uncurse that shield. He's got some levels underneath him at least, and his characters are we saw the stats on Terra, but the stats on some of our other characters are still going to be 140% to 200%. And there it goes. When you have Throw and you got a pair of earrings like that, and now you're juicing Shadow up with a Magic Power +1 Esper, it's going to be pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, powerful throws there. As you said, these are some really good offensive capabilities that we have right off the rip.
Here's some XP.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, so highest XP per level fight. And we already have access to Sword Tech 3, which will do 3/4 of the damage if you have a enemy that's susceptible to instant death, of which Gigantos is, but doesn't need it with that water edge. So Jexvarox has got some pretty ridiculous levels for 10 minutes into the seed, already at 16 here. And we're going to try and get Drinks Glue back. I don't know if he's got some stream troubles here.
Yes, we will get him back as soon as possible.
Yeah, it looks like he's having some connectivity problems because his stream is currently offline. So Esper on the ground there at the Velt Cave. So it looks like Jex is really going to lean into the auto dog block objective. So you need to complete the Floating Continent Escape, the Velt Cave, and win a Coliseum match.
Yeah. And as we mentioned, there's good rewards for completing the Coliseum match anyway. So this really does synergize well, and I think this will be good. It'll be a good defensive capability along with the great offense that the team already has. Getting an auto dog.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how auto dog block even works. I think it's if a character would block something, the dog comes out anyway. He doesn't block every single attack, which is what I thought it was. So I was like, oh, I don't need Calmness Protection. Interceptor will just do it. But it turns out you do. Nice tech here from Jexvarox. So Umaro will always attack when his ATB fills up, but if you are in the running animation while Umaro's ATB fills up, he actually won't attack and he'll continue to run away. So that is basically what he did there against Welk to prevent Umaro from hitting the shell, because you don't want to hit Welk in the Gru hole.
Yeah, no. Crusader, the reward for that Velt cave.
Yeah, we need 9 Espers, so it's always good to have them. By the way, Drinks Glue has said that his power went off and then back on again. So hopefully
Ooh.
he didn't get hit in the middle of doing something crazy. Hopefully he finished the Sealed Gate Cave and then saved, because otherwise going back through that again is going to be a little bit of a time loss. So yeah, that is going to hurt. But, he's a really good runner, and he could certainly make up that time. Got some fire and bolt throwables there in that shop, so that's really nice. When you're done with the Velt Cave check, you get dumped out here at World of Ruin Thamasa, so that's pretty good to synergize with that. The problem is you're stuck on the lower right side of the world here, so we'll see where Jexy decides to go next. If he decides I want to do Floating Continent, or maybe I want to head up to the Coliseum. I don't know. I think I would be hitting the Coliseum as soon as humanly possible here to get even more stat buffs beyond the
Yeah,
140
I agree
to
with that.
200%.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, especially having that Gigantos monster in a box and being up on the levels. And it looks
And
like that
Umaro,
is
too.
exactly what he's doing. Yeah, exactly. Umaro. And it looks exactly like that's what Jex is going to be doing. Um, let's see what he
Yeah,
can get here. Let's see what's available to him.
it almost doesn't matter, Nothing
Oh,
really there. The Mirage Vest is the only thing of note. He's just going to go for a random something or other. Ooh. Yep. See you later, Birdie.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Birdie. Getting a scimitar. Could definitely use that for selling stuff, but we already had 100,000 GP, and there you see all of the wonderful things coming up on screen for those different Coliseum objectives.
That 30 speed is going to be instantly noticed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look at that.
the swag scimitar proc.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. That's a great weapon for Yeti, because it's got very high battle power, and it has the potential to proc instant death, as you just saw. Or rather, potential to proc cleave, which is basically instant death, except it works on even things that are more resistant to it. All right, picking up another Esper Tri-Talk there at Gal Manor, so I think he's up to 3 now.
Yeah, we still haven't seen what Crusader has, but yeah, that's 3 for Jex.
All right, so we do get 8 blitzes by going to the Floating Continent Escape. Hey, Prebs, are you waiting for a blitz character before doing that, or would you just do it now anyways because of how attractive the Floating Continent is early on in the seed?
I would probably do it anyway. With this character set, Jex hasn't found Terra yet. I definitely think I might go for it. You get a lot of value out of it. You get the 3 different possible rewards. And then you already have those blitzes learned. So when you do find your character that hopefully does have blitz, you have them already. And if Jex can find them soon, then that'd be great, and have them level up. And with these transcendent characters, they will be able to just churn out a lot of damage with Bum Rush without having to go through the whole cutscene learning it. So I would go for it if I were Jex, with what he has on his plate right now.
Yeah, because the worst thing you want to do is get your blitz character as your last character, right? And go, oh, I wish I had done the Floating Continent way earlier, because then they could have had instant, bum rush.
Definitely. And even if he doesn't find a character with blitz, at least he still gets the rewards from the 3 separate possible rewards you get by doing floating continent.
That's right. It's guaranteed progression at the first and third, and the second one is pretty straightforward. Esper item only. We're in the collapsing house here, and there was a ghost holding up the house, so this is going to be an Esper or an item. There's no character here, but we already know of where one character's location is from Drinks Glue. We know that Terra is at the Imperial camp. Still plenty of possibilities for characters left in the screen, and the seed rather, and Terra opens up a ton of checks too, so we're gonna have a wide open world to us here.
Oh yeah, it's having
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
He's doing 5.5k already with that bolt edge. Jeez.
Yeah, wow.
And a sniper, which is another great weapon for Yeti to use. Yeah, put that on. Throw him in the back row. Or not. Doesn't matter. He's got so many good weapons.
Yeah, but having characters that have a large number of checks available always feels like a little bit less stressful to me, because even if I don't find what I'm looking for necessarily, I don't feel like I'm being pigeonholed into a certain direction, and especially if there's everybody has checks that they try not to do. Right. So whenever I get characters that don't have that many checks, and it includes the ones that I'm not really a fan of. Ooh, an Atma weapon. Yeah.
There you go. Cheap Atma weapon,
Yeah.
along with an Esper. And there's an experience egg. Okay. World of Ruin to Zen was just loaded today. And there goes all of those... he can now sell all those scimitars that he was sitting on from the Coliseum. Pick up some experience eggs. Yeah, it's going to be a fire sale here for Jexy. I actually am kind of the opposite. I would rather have fewer options, because then I know at least I'm making, it's like, hey, this is the only call that I can make here.
That's true. Yeah.
Juicing up Yeti to use the Atma weapon on with Yeti later. I love that idea. That's a great call. So again, with one of the cards, Meritorious Gear, all characters can wear everything and equip everything. So we know that Umaro can equip the Atma weapon. So Jex is going to take Umaro's great stats and enhance it with a big long lightsaber. The only person that could not equip an Atma weapon is someone, if we find someone with Rage later on, and that's just due to a weird bug with how Atma weapon is drawn and the way that Rage works. It's very odd. Anyway, heading over into Albrook now. I wonder what he's looking for.
Yeah, it does seem like he is on the search, going into many different
well, he's going into item shops. So maybe he's looking for Phoenix Downs, I guess? Maybe. I know he's got plenty of sleeping bags and warp stones. Maybe that's what it is. Unsure.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Glue is unfortunately still not back up. So we'll have to wait to get his power situation sorted out. Okay, maybe he was looking for sleeping bags.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I was about to say, with Wealthy Start, they do start off with the 10 Phoenix Downs.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, look at me here not paying attention on commentary.
No. You are doing just fine, my man.
Interestingly, deciding not to go peek what the reward is at the Yeti spot. If you don't know, on the second screen of Narsh, if you walk up to the north, you could actually see if there's a character in that little hole that is above where you're walking. That means that the character will be the reward at Umaro. If you see nothing, then that means it's either an Esper or an item. Fly Eagles Fly joining us with a party of 2.
Hey there.
Welcome
Fly
in.
Eagles Fly. Welcome in, yeah. Yeah, in that vanilla location where you would normally see the Yeti waving or standing out there in the hole in the wall, that is a nice, quick little peek that you can do. Of course, peekable checks being very popular among runners. In this case, especially for Worlds Collide, but most randomizers, information is king. So being able to just take a quick peek to see what your reward might be is always valuable time. So yeah, interesting to see Jax not take that quick little peek.
Yeah, he might just go up there and just do it anyway, right? Because
Yeah.
we do have to get through Tri-Talk, which is Esper item only, and there is a dragon up there. Oh, magic power +2 on that Esper. Jeez. Not only are our characters have great stats, we got great stats from the Coliseum, and we have ridiculous Esper bonuses.
Yeah,
This is
and
gonna
this is without the Esper flag that buffs the Espers either.
Yep. It's pretty insane, actually.
Yeah. That'll be a good one to go on to Shadow with the double earrings and these elemental throwing items, which now Jex has the multiple elements to choose from. Not that, I mean, I guess the water skiing's being a good one to start off with for him, since water is one of those elements that is a little less common in terms of enemies that have resistance or absorption of like fire, lightning, ice. Water is one of those ones that's a little less possibly to heal your enemies rather than actual damage them.
Yeah, and a lot of the mechanical enemies are weak to both, water and lightning. So if you've got water, it's basically the same as using the lightning ones. So Jex here heading up to the floating continent. If he gets someone with Blitz, we'll get all 8 Blitzes upon recruitment. And we'll see what our bosses here are. Flame Eater, also weak to water. And ice, obviously. But also wind, interestingly enough.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the vanilla game, you're supposed to use the Strago's Aqua Rake lore, which is a water and wind spell. Which is kind of odd, right? You're like, oh, Flame Eater, ice, obviously, but...
Right.
let's not give Strago any ice.
Yeah. And wait, wouldn't wind blow up the fire more, No.
Yeah, right. Fires do need oxygen to survive, but too much wind and you put it out, I guess. I don't know.
I guess so.
I don't know. I've never thrown ice cubes at a fire before. I'd assume that it wouldn't go well.
Ooh, that is a...
This is
normally
an interesting one.
Would be a... Yeah. Normally this would be a clenching moment, but...
oh, wow. Okay. Okay, there.
But Jex made it look easy, yeah.
Yeah, with all those levels plus his high stats, yeah, that could have been a very big problem there, as we get some calmness protection and a life 2 spell. Very nice. Yeah, so those Ogres can basically turn your characters into zombies multiple times per turn, basically. So
yeah, that's one of those enemy lineups that we talk about in the general chat thread, and talk about how do we deal with that, what do we do there, and what happens here. But Jex made that look like easy work.
yeah, normally is hopes and prayers.
Yeah. Yeah. And there comes the dog.
Yeah, wow, there it is.
Oh, man.
Jeez. Interceptor 4K on the frog? Is that what that's about? Tonberry? What kind of sprite is that?
Yeah, the Tonberry.
Or is that just like a made-up creature?
It's a Tonberry. I mean, I think in the game they call it the pug.
Yeah.
But
which is
it is
not... Yeah.
It is a Tonberry sprite, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the cute little doggy.
No.
Alrighty.
Well, instead of a
Let's see
dog
what
with a
we
breathing
got.
problem, we got a frog with a lantern. All right, so the floating continent is a 3-part check, and we're going to head over to the second part of this check here. There is, as Jex showed you, the monster in a box that is available here. And yeah, we're going to continue on to the second part of the check, where there is a boss that could reward either an Esper or an item. There is a save point over here if you'd like to go down it. And there's this way out of the way chest.
Yeah.
And already level 30 for Yeti. Might as well put the Atma weapon on. It's close enough now, right?
Right. Yeah. That's totally go for it, for sure. So, floating continent being a check that takes a little bit longer. It's hit or miss with many runners whether or not they want to take the time to do it. Dual hand here at this part of the check. But as we discussed before, there's 3 parts to it, and it does have guaranteed progression. It's the first and the third portion, right?
Yeah, it is definitely the most time-consuming check or location rather in the game.
Correct. Yeah, and so that's the thing is, it's. I mean, and I think that's what's cool. I think that's part of what's good about Worlds Collide as well. Is there's the endless customizations you can do, but I do also think that I do also appreciate the time that the people who've put the time into putting this together. They also create a nice balance. So they know this takes a while. They do all this traveling, but they give you 3 rewards and they help guarantee progression at the first and the third check. So there's a great balance in this game. The people that go in, wow, this is fun to watch. I like this. It's fun to see the enemies just wipe.
Yeah, Yeti doing getting hit with a Pearl spell for 1 damage, getting hit with an attack for 1 damage. It's yeah. Yeah, I agree. For me, Floating Continent is a great play late, great play early rather, and a terrible play late. If I start with Shadow, I want to do Floating Continent as early as possible. The problem is it's very high risk because you do have those 3 forced encounters and then 2 bosses before you get to the save point, right? So if you can't beat one of those 2 bosses, you've just lost all of that time, and not to mention levels that you've invested in it, right? So it's one of those things where it can be hit or miss. Let's see if Jex decides to take out the boss. No, he decides to remove it instead. He doesn't need the levels, right? So I think that's a smart move. And we do get a soldier sprite, so that means we are getting Esper number 6 here for Shiva, and we've learned our blitzes as well. Where are our characters? We know that Terra is at the Imperial camp, but we have not seen Barren Falls, Mount Cult's Phantom Train yet, so those are other potential places, and we also haven't seen Yeti Cave. Still a ton of different possibilities here. All right, this looks like a Yeti peak. Wonder if he's just going to continue to Kefka Narsh. And it looks like there is no character that's in that cave. So we're continuing on to Kefka Narsh. At this point, normally runners want to take a party of more than 5 to Kefka Narsh, so you could have a full party or somewhat close to a full party to take on this boss. But with Jex's levels, I think just having Umaro and Shadow will be fine for him here.
Agreed. Yeah.
Or he'll reset if this isn't a character. It's not, so he's going to reset. It's a slight time loss, but again, as you said before, that's knowledge, right? He now knows that if he wants to do Yeti stuff, he has at least the possibility of 2 Espers, and then there's a third up at Kefka Narsh. Or possible Esper, right? It could be an item too. So now we're going to start doing the Sabin stuff, and he's going to peak Phantom Train first. So we'll see if this is a character.
Yeah. Again, another peekable one. As you first enter the train, you can look at the caboose car, and you'll either see the character that you might get, or if it's a ghost, you'll then know it's not a character. So let's see here, and that looks like Setzer.
64 magic power Setzer.
And yeah, interesting to note here is not only can you just peek and see who you get, you can actually, before you're done with the check, add Setzer to your party or any other character it might be. And look at that. Going to put some earrings on him and level this guy up real fast to get him on par with his teammates.
Yeah, the only thing is, if you do take the reward at the front of the caboose, you do increase the scaling, right? Because now technically Dex has 4 characters, but bumping it up by only 2 levels is not that big of a deal. If you're playing a different set of options where it's, say, like 2.5 or 3 or something like that, then it might become, an issue for you.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, and this is a fight that we want to run away from because it only rewards magic points, not experience. Although Setzer could use learning some spells because right now he's got nothing to do other than Runic, right? So.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, opting to run away.
Yeah, it's a smart move. Don't waste your time with battles that aren't going to further your cause here.
Agreed.
All right, so Phantom Train is that one forced encounter. You could take other forced encounters if you walk up to a ghost and go, "Fight me, bro." Some of them will, some of them won't. And there is a boss at the end here. All right, so it looks like Drinks Glue is back online. So I don't know, Nobody War, if you want to get him back up. He is actually at 5 characters and 8 espers and 2 dragons, so he's been a little busy while we've been away. He has Terra and Setzer.
Ooh, very nice. Oh, wow. That is quite a lot done.
Oh, and here's a Katana Soul for that offering for Yeti.
Ooh, yes. Wow, that is going to be a powerful Yeti. I think it's very fitting that this Yeti looks like Rambo to me for some reason. So
hey, and there's Strago from the Welk spot. And Glue going to go pick up that Thunder Shield as well. So that is his 6th character. So he's now at 6 characters and 8 espers and 2 dragons. So he's almost at go mode. I'm pretty sure he hacked the game, right? There's no way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no other reason he would, just go AWOL like that and then come back with must go mode. No.
Well, clearly maybe he went to the floating continent, maybe not. We're not really quite sure, so we'll have to ask him, what he did.
Besides time and commitment.
His tracker just says no floating continent.
Interesting.
A runner that spends...
Thank you. Yeah, so he's got an Illumina on Shadow, a Ragnarok on Sabin. He's got that Atma weapon on Yeti, so it looks like everybody has the let's just go Yeti Atma weapon strat. And then Terra with that ridiculous magic power is probably casting spells, so that's probably what his party is up to. We'll see what the boss is here at the Phantom Train, and it is a pushover. Love to see it. Oh, wow. So we got Genji Glove Atma going on. As Dragon Snacks points out in the chat, a 2nd experience egg and a 2nd Atma weapon. Meanwhile, we've got a flying robot.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So Search the Skies will allow you to get the Doomgaze spot if you have Setzer. That will, he's allowed to do that automatically. So this is something you certainly can do if you have Setzer. And the Search the Skies will only reward you with an Esper item, and since Glue only needs 1 more Esper, this makes sense here. Meanwhile, it is Siren
Oh, yeah.
at the Collingen Inn. That is a great pickup there for Jexarok.
That is good. That is good. It's nice to get a quick little Esper like that for Jex while he's clearly searching for characters. It's just a nice little bonus that already kind of ties into where he's already moving around.
Yeah, so
Doesn't
for
take
Jex,
up a lot of time.
so for Jex, he knows that there is no character at Yeti. He knows that there is no character at the rest of Shadow's checks. So the only one of Setzer's checks that we have left that can be a character is Daryl's Tomb. We haven't seen what Daryl's Tomb has for us. And then he doesn't know it yet, but there is a Terra in Imperial Camp. Drinks Glue picking up his 9th Esper there, so that's go mode for him at 37 minutes and 25 seconds into the seed. A couple of his characters are a little bit low in levels, so that's something to keep in mind. Is Jexarox's levels are actually higher than Drinks Glue's. So, in spite of the fact that Glue is ahead in progression, he's going to have to fights longer, maybe? Or he's just saying, you know what, my stats are so good, the levels don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see here. Yeah, it'll either result in long fights that will, create little instances for Jex to catch up, or we'll see Drinks Glue may have to do just a little bit of grinding. Doesn't seem to be the case for transcendent characters, meritorious gear and all the bonuses they have going for them, but time will tell.
Yeah, because since anybody can equip anything, right, you could sort of get out of any trouble that you might be able to get in, right? If we find a Magimaster here and we don't have Berserk, we still have, some things to deal with it. That fixed ice will certainly deal with it.
Correct.
So we'll see what we get here. That is Palador from Barren Falls. So Jexvarok is missing out on Terra. Here we go. He's going to get his Terra now.
Bad.
Yeah.
I don't know what Mount Cults was. Did Drinks Glue do it? No, Drinks Glue did not do Mount Cults. So we don't know what Mount Cults was, but yeah. So Jex is going to get the Terra here, as you mentioned. Nobody wore, so that will set us on our way.
It's hard to tell where the Strega came from. Glue did, Sealed Gate.
Welk spot. Yeah, I think it was at Welk.
Yeah, Welk spot.
We caught just the very end of him getting Strago at Welk. All right, so Kefka's looking rather regal in his red, and that's a offering Atma weapon there for Umaro with that play with Katana Sol. And we'll see if Jex decides to swap Terra in for Setzer or keep Setzer around.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. With Setzer's had that experience egg on for a little bit now. Not sure if he has the magic power bonus Esper equipped, but if he's been learning spells, it might be worth to keep him. But Terra has that powerhouse magic plus lore, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether he decides to just kind of keep grinding it out with Setzer or not.
Meanwhile, we've got a octopus in Kefka's tower. Somebody call the zoo.
Zoo or the aquarium?
Yeah, you're probably better off with an aquarium.
Yeah.
Octopuses are very smart, though. I've seen them get out of cages before.
Oh, yeah. They're very smart.
All right, so Jexvarok now picking up Terra has a bunch more options open to him. But given he knows where a bunch of potential Espers might be, I would be looking to go to checks that are peekable. And hopefully that means that he goes up to Welk, but it looks like he's heading immediately over to the Sealed Gate Cave. So we're going to find out what this is, because that's when Glue stream mysteriously cut off, and all of a
that's
sudden he's
right.
back with go mode. So, I mean, with this seed, right, you saw the difference in strategy. Jex took a bit longer with both shopping and grind fights to get more levels. Drinks Glue just said, I'm just going to go and bash my head against things. And he was able to persevere and get his stuff, right? Because they're about the same levels into the seed, right? They spent about the same time getting the same levels. The thing is, Glue got him through just straight up going to checks after going to do, one thing of shopping.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see a character here for Jex because we already know where Strago was and we know where Setzer was. So
yeah,
Jex going to be...
if this is an Esper, though, that'll help him out. And it's, wow, the aquarium getting another call.
Yeah.
We are abusing Ultroses this stream.
Speaking of Ultros, for anybody watching and interested in running some consistent seed, a common question we get in the general chat for new people coming into the community is if there's any sort of standard rate flag set, and our answer is always that would be our Ultros League flag set. So we do have an Ultros League. It is the most sort of participated in league of our runners going through, and it's consistently going on. So if you're interested in having some consistent runs of Worlds Collide and getting better by doing, consider joining the Ultros League.
Yeah, Ultros League Season 5 is set to return in a few weeks. We are making some potential adjustments behind the scenes, and we're in between events now as the Battlegrounds event just wrapped up this past week. So be on the lookout for that sometime, towards, middle end of next month, I would probably say, something like that. Meanwhile here, Glue getting past another boss in Kefka's Tower, and looks like Jexvarok did pick up Carbuncle at the end of the Sealed Gate Cave, so that was an Esper. And this is Zozo Tower, so this is not something that we have seen. It looks like Glue did not do it according to his tracker, so this very well may be a character, but we're not quite sure. Thunder Shield in the validation chest is always fun as well. Just in case you needed something more to throw at Final Kefka. And we'll see what the boss is on this left side here. And it's another pushover.
Tunnel armor. Okay.
I don't think we've seen very many difficult bosses
ran
this
into
seed.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, unless Glue ran into one of them, or even like a statue boss, while his stream was out, we haven't seen any terribly difficult.
No, even on Jexvarok's screen, right? We haven't seen any fearsome bosses. The Guardian in the Sky is basically the only thing that comes to mind, really.
Yeah.
Oh, this is smart.
Although, we now, knowing both you and me, that we've just cursed them.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Ooh,
that's another Esper there.
Yeah. So in Zozo, if you have access to Terra, you could remove the boss character that's at the top of the tower and not have to fight them to get the reward. So that's what Jex wanted to do. He's just like, let's get up the tower real fast and just remove the boss. But unfortunately for him, it was just an Esper. Thankfully, he is going to finally get his go mode here. And
there
French
we go.
Vanilla. Finally, we've got a race now.
Oh yeah.
You know what to do, chat. It's time for some wings.
Oh yeah, I gotta. It's been a while. I gotta resub here real quick. I can get that.
There you go. So any subscriptions that we do get, we put the donations towards charity. One Free Fits is actually running an event for Game Over Cancer Wednesday, October 15th at 9:45 p.m. So we'll probably be putting any sub money towards that particular event for Game Over Cancer. So that should be fun. I always like his runs because he does some interesting things. He's doing a supermarket sweep type of seed where the shops are all free, and I think there's nothing in the chest or something like that. I'll have to ask him about it the next time he's on here. It looks like Glue is just going to go for it. He's going for this ice shield here against Poltergeist. Try and finish it off. Quad 9s will do it. There it is. Poltergeist is down. Question from the chat. It looks like Jexvarok did not grab the Esper and Zozo. Is that because of scaling? I would have to assume so. The more Espers you get, the higher your enemy bosses are going to be, right? So by him not picking up that Esper, he's saving himself to fight harder bosses later on in Kefka's Tower. All right, so he does have go mode, so that was Strago there at the Welk spot. So he will be entering Kefka's Tower as Drinks Glue is stepping on the switches for Final Kefka. I think we have a little game that we like to play here. Give us your estimate of how long it'll take Drinks Glue to finish off this final fight. We'll start it when we get the first tier, and we'll stop it at the Crack Pal. So I think with his offense, I'm going to go with 9 minutes and 28 seconds. What do you think, Gabe Rebs?
I'm going to go Price is Right on you, and I'm going to say 9 minutes, 29 seconds.
There you go. What a jerk.
No. I'm going to say I'll go 10-10. 10 minutes, 10 seconds.
Okay. And, you know, we haven't seen what his offense is really outside of these Kefka Tower fights. So we might be completely wrong, and he might just blaze through it real fast. We did see in one of our last streams, the Kefka Tower fight was like 6.5 minutes, which is ridiculous. But
wow.
All right. And it also depends on the luck of the X zone here. The long arm's susceptible to instant death, so we want to get rid of that. I said we want to get rid of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, we will happily be proven wrong, Drinks Glue. So, take him out real fast.
Oh, God. This is attempt number 5 now. Come on. Hey, there it is.
There we go.
All right, so now we just got the balled up fist left to go, and we want to take him out last because the head will death counter with Quake if it's left alive by itself. And it's weak to fire. We have fire 3, so that basically meant the head was dead before it knew it.
Yeah, that fire 3 putting out quad 9s, definitely it's taken out right away.
Oh crap! I forgot to note when he started this fight. That would have been a good idea.
Oh, yep.
Let's see if I
It's
can.
like 48 and change.
All right. 48 and change.
Let's see if I can get.
Let's see in the chat. Let's see in the chat. Everybody, put in your estimates.
All right, so it's 48:59. So basically 49 minutes.
Okay.
So we're at minute 2 basically now. So we got 7:45 rather, 8:15. I'm at 9:28, and you're at 10:10. Nobody war. You got a opinion here?
I
guess it depends.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be done with this. His final time will end up being like a 57. But that might be too much.
Yeah, so that meant a 8-minute fight.
Yeah,
Oh, well, it certainly depends on what happens
Tier 2
here,
to
right?
rescue.
Yeah, so Shadow's palette is just purple. He's not frozen. Yeti, however, is where he normally likes to be, and Terra is frozen as well. I know he has access to
Yeah,
Siren. Did he not use it? Maybe he missed it,
I
or
guess
maybe he
not.
didn't. Maybe he didn't put
Maybe
it
he
on
didn't
his.
equip it. Yeah.
So Siren will mute magic, which is really good. Because then that basically makes magic ineffective. The X Zone did not take 5 times this time to take out tools, and Tiger is the one who freezes and turns people into zombies, so that's why we want to get rid of him next. Yeah, magic being a pain.
Yeah, a little bit there.
Does have access to an Illumina with Shadow, though. Nice proc. And here comes the 10 hits.
Yeah.
So there's only one part of this boss left alive, and that is magic over there on the left-hand side. Meanwhile, Jex is going to push his weights, and he will be fighting his boss gauntlet here.
As we saw, though, they're mostly pushover bosses, except for the one poltergeist, the spicy chicken.
Yeah, that'll be
extraordinaire.
interesting.
So we'll see how quickly he's able to get to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing about Tier 2. With magic, he just wastes so much of your time. Like, all of these spell casts just waste so much time.
Yeah, tier 2's still one of my rough points. Mostly because I still don't always prepare the right spells and have everything ready.
Yeah.
But
all right, and we're out of Tier
yeah.
2, so we're at 5350. So that is about 4 minutes and 50 seconds or so. And we're gonna start Tier 2 Tier 3 rather, a little bit after that. 2-parter. Gonna kill Girl first, who both heals and revives the other part. And I know Jexarok picked up Golem. I'm not quite sure where it was. Was it Floating Continent? I think it was. So
I think it was, yeah.
Drinks Glue might not have that because, according to his tracker, right, Nobody War said that he did not do Floating Continent. So this will be interesting to see what he does for calmness here. And the answer might be YOLO.
Indeed.
Yeah, we'll see.
Did we have? We might have had
Drinks-
Life 3 as well. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Drinks 3 has access to quick and
Big
some
card.
good healing, so
Yeah, we have Cure 3 and not Life 3. Oh, there it is. We do have Life 3. Oh, Shadow down. Yeah, usually you want to start putting Life 3 on as soon as you go, because the problem is Yeti is going to continuously do damage throughout this whole turn, right? So
yeah.
if he wants to get Life 3 on all of his party members, he's going to have to do it real fast, maybe use quick, something like that. Hefe missing another draft race. That's all right. We've got plenty of draft races that happen all the time, I guess, question mark? I don't know. I like the draft races.
It's been a popular one. Yeah, it's been a popular one among the runners ever since we did Battle Royale. So I feel like we have a decent amount of runners that like to do draft races just on occasion. So yeah, there'll definitely be more.
Yeah, I will post this link in the chat as well for the actual seed in case anybody wants to rerun it at a later time. And Meteo with Normalize and Distort. I forgot about that flag actually.
Yeah.
Normalize and Distort means that this tier 3 hits like a truck. And that is unfortunately what you're seeing right now. And Glue just says, screw it, let's just go. Gets a block on the calmness by Terra, but no, loses Terra to another calmness. Oh no, it's a travesty. He's going up to Final Kefka with just one party member here. Oh boy. What an unfortunate turn of events for Glue. And Yeti just got Yeti just buried him there. That was totally Yeti's fault, I think.
Oh yeah, blame the Yeti. Blame the Yeti.
Hashtag blame Umaro. Yeah, so question in chat, is Glue about to set some record for the fastest seed? Well, this is a draft race, so it has some different options than a normal standard race. It has a lot of options that are basically skewing you towards going really fast. It's got lots of stat bonuses. You started with Throw, with Shadow, and with Sword Tech Sabin, and a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It possibly could be a fast seed, but it's there's a reason why it's a fastest seed. But Jack's actually having to reset out of Poltergeist.
Yeah, I mean, now that he knows that it's here, he can set up a little bit for it. But yeah, that's going to give Glue back some time as we get the Fallen one. I'm not quite sure what the strategy here is for doing Vanish.
He quick Sabin. He's going to Quadra into Empower, I hope.
Yeah, probably a good plan there.
Quadra.
He's just going for it.
Okay, double Quadra. Yeah, just going for it now. Yeah, that's a bit of a tough fight on Jex's side. He's got his Sabin, but paired up with Strago, who's going to be a little bit more. He hasn't been somebody he's focused on leveling and getting to be a solid player. So yeah, a bit of a tough fight here.
He did get Strago at the very end of the seed, right? Because that was his last thing. So at least Strago has some levels, so he has some survivability. The problem is he doesn't have much else with Strago to go off of, which is why you see stuff like Super Balls and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, clutch block on Setzer from the Havoc Wing there. So, interesting thing to note, Hyperdrive is actually runicable. So, Setzer using Runic here is potentially countering one of the counterattacks from Kefka. There it is, the Hyperdrive counter with Runic. That's not something you see very often, folks. Love it. Great heads-up knowledge there from Glue.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to feed his Sabin some meat, though.
Yeah.
All right, so another quick into a couple of Quadra Slams. Unfortunately, did not get to use Runic with Setzer first, so this second Quadra Slam may potentially cause us some trouble. As we do see Poltergeist down for Jexfarok, so getting through it the second time, very nicely done.
Yeah. All right, so able to get a Runic off there and able to top off the health on Sabin using Empower on that second.
All right, well, here comes Goner. So if Glue does not finish this off here, he is going to be in a lot of trouble because his other two characters are going to die. Oh, but that is it!
There
the
it is.
Boom Shakalaka, the Crack, the Pow. With a official time of 1 hour, 52 minutes. Get your GGs in chat for Drinks Glue.
That's right.
So he started the climb at 49 minutes, right? So that's
correct.
A 10 minute and 52 seconds, 11 minute.
Ooh.
11:52.
I was close. Yeah, I was close.
Way longer than we thought it was going to be, but that's what happens. when
Yeah.
when calmness just is like no.
Yeah, and I think we both were so excited about the offensive potential that our racers have, but we forgot about that that one flag.
The normalize and distort, yeah.
Yeah.
Question from the chat from Dragon Snacks. Does Sword Tech work with Atma Weapon? So Sword Tech and Atma Weapon are like independent things. So Atma Weapon works with the fight command and the jump command, whereas Sword Tech just goes off of your strength stat plus the battle power of whatever Sword Tech ability you choose to use. So it doesn't matter what weapon you use with Sword Tech 4, it's going to do the same damage no matter what. So you could be using a Dirk, or you could be using an Illumina. Well, not an Illumina, because Illumina gives you strength stat. But you could be using a Dirk or an Atma weapon, and they'll do the same amount of damage. Thank you as well for the subscription. Now you get access to some awesome emotes. You can feel free to spam those in chat as well. And we will be joined by Drinks Glue after he figures out how to hide his cheats from us here on stream. I'm kidding, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile,
It wasn't
Jack's
enough that
Rock
they got
heading
a-
into. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That wasn't enough that they got a jet seed, but
Yeah. We are joined by Drinks Glue, who somehow hacked his way into victory in this particular seed. We left you when you were at the end of the cave with the sealed gate with 4 characters and 1 Esper, and you come back and you were at 5 and 8. How did you hack the game? And congratulations on your victory.
Thank you. It's always a good feeling when you take down Jack's Rock and you get to take his cookies from him.
Oh, delicious cookies.
I think after my power flickered, I had made up my mind that I was going to go Y NPC remove the door for the Mount Zozo.
Mhm.
And then I went up to the Coliseum. Then I went over to Nourish World of Ruin. And then I did the... what did I do? I did the Belt Cave. And then after I figured... That's a nice little sequence because they're all, linear right next to each other.
Right.
Plus, at that point, I don't know if you had saw or noticed, I only went to one shop.
Mhm. Yes,
and I
you
spent
just
all
basically
my money.
went at checks.
Yeah, just spent all my money. I bought like dark hoods and whatever I could find just to get rid of it. And I was like, I'm gonna go do this. And
Yep.
So I also knew with that sequence that I would end up after doing the cave on the belt, I would end up in Thamasa, and then I
Mhm.
could just spend any money I had, maybe find skeins. I
Right.
did find bolt and fire skeins while I happened to be there. And then it sequenced over to, I was like, you know what, next in line is going to be Saban's collapsing house. And then when I went there, that's where I found the one experience I had.
Yep.
It was in the
relic shop.
Yeah, it was in the relic shop. I had sold everything I could, and I had 100 KGP. I almost bought 2. But what I did was I just bought 1. I bought 2 hero rings, and I bought the 15k Zen
Atma
Thief, which
weapon.
happened to be an Atma weapon. And then I think at that point I just needed 1 more character, and I happened to be at what's the walk spot. So
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't also do Terra's Zozo Tower check if you did Mount Zozo as well. It was just like too long of a sequence. I need to go fast and do as fast checks as possible.
I really wanted. I almost debated going straight to the Coliseum at the start because I had Yamaro, and I kind of got away from it when I went towards the Imperial camp. So I was like on the other side of the map. I found Terra. I'm gonna go south, and it just wasn't. Everything was so overpowered. My plan was just go to whatever's next and closest. I don't care if it's. I don't care what it is, as long as it's not awful like Burning House. I'm just gonna go to it. So that's why. And I just didn't think about it. And at that point in time, I was like, I really want to get the Coliseum, so stuff will start going faster. So that's why I didn't head up that way as well.
Yep. No, it's interesting because you took a slightly different path than Jex did through the seed. It took him a very long time to get his 4th character, and he actually got Setzer before he got Terra. Because he went to Phantom Train before he went to Imperial Camp, and then Strega was his last character. which I think it was your last character too, but you still had some other. You had the Esper check, right, for Search the Sky. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Search the Skies wasn't it, but then Setzer's Collagen In was it. So
yep.
and if that wasn't it, I was right there by Daryl's tomb, so I had one more shot. And
Yep.
it's highly unlikely all three are going to not be an Esper and be dead.
Right.
So
Right. So talk to us a little bit about your final Kefka battle. Things were going pretty good until until tier 2 and the end of tier 2 and tier 3.
yeah, normalized distort sucks sometimes. I thought I was perfectly fine, and then I should have knew something was up when the Merton solo killed a full HP Shadow. I was like, you know what? I don't think it's gonna top 2,000 HP, and then it does 2,700 on Yumaro. So what can you do?
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just decided to go for it versus trying to get your party back up. What was that deciding factor there?
Well, the thing with normalized distort is Kefka traditionally has 60,000 HP. So it could be really cool to you and give him 80,000 HP, and he can be doing, 4,000 attacks with his basic attack. But you can also sometimes get the other end of it where he has less than 60,000 HP. His attacks aren't quite biting as much. And I think he was right around 63,000 HP, but I was able to runic one of the hyperdrives and never triggered an Ultima, so I was able to get lucky and come out of it.
You showed off the runic hyperdrive, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, it was all there just because in the first phase, in case he sent out a Fire 3 or something, which he never did. And then there was one turn where I couldn't get a quick off or I was going to get eaten. But that probably worked out for the best because it allowed the last turn to bypass the ultimate phase altogether, so I didn't wipe to that.
Yep.
Because if an ultimate comes out, I probably die.
Yeah, for sure. And you also probably had a lot less to work with than Jexfarok. I noticed you must have forgotten your Siren at home, and Golem was up on the floating continent, which you didn't do. So
I did have the dog block, so I wasn't super worried about calmness.
I mean, it doesn't always work, obviously.
It doesn't always, but when I stepped on the switches at 48, I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. I had realized that sometime on tier 1 that I forgot to put Siren on, but it didn't really matter. I was more worried about tier 3 and tier 4. So.
Yep. Yeah.
I did also only have that one elixir, which I was saving for Terra at some point, but she didn't quite make it. So.
Yeah, Jex is in medio phase, and Girl is still alive, so he's in a bit of a problem here.
If we can warn him that that Medo hurts.
Yeah, well, he knows now.
Yeah.
Hey, Prebs, you got any questions for Glue? I know we didn't see most of your run here, but...
No, I think you covered a lot of the same stuff I was wondering, so... Well done, I guess is really all I have left to say. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm loading up the stream now, and I see he's got his shadow down and his Setzer's...
Yeah, so he needs to heal himself some MP, so use that Sword Tech 5. There you go. Beautiful. You did also use Sword Tech 5 and Quick, so put on a bit of a masterclass there of how to do some low HP or low party member strats for this particular race here.
Well, my saving also still had the... Oh, no. Oh, no, indeed.
Oh, God.
Oh...
That is a double medio to the face.
Yeah, unless he blocks
Jex
one.
is going to say no thanks.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah, so that was, I think it was a pretty fun seed. What do you think?
Oh, I heard that ding. Is he joining us?
Yeah,
There's
so
my
Jexarok
dog.
is in here as well. Unfortunately, taking a double meteor to the face, but it seemed like you did have some fun. GG's, Jexy.
GG's.
GG.
Oh, I heard that ding.
So
Is he
your
joining
party
us?
was hidden
There's
by
my dog.
trucks and trucks early on in the seed. You did do a bit more leveling, I think, than Glue did, and a bit more shopping. So tell us a little bit about your strategy and approach with these flags here.
I knew right from the get go we were going to be overpowered. Especially with Meritorious Gear, the Transcendent Characters, the King's Gambit with Thieves Gambit combined. Our stats are going to be astronomically insane. Plus, finding a +1 magic and a +2 magic Esper. I just knew we were going to be overpowered. Oh, and I found 2 EXP eggs in the process.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
2
I
EXP
thought
eggs.
the same
They were
thing.
they were at World of Ruin to Zen in the shop, so you found
Oh.
them too.
Okay, I wasn't I had spent my money on dark hoods and power sashes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I did not spend money on armor. I spent my money on throwables and consumables mostly. Plus
Yeah,
a
you
few
had
odds and
bought
ends,
like 20,
earrings.
20 elemental skeins a piece, and then way too many shurikens than you'd ever need in a Seed of Worlds Collide. But hey, better safe than sorry, right?
Exactly. I mean, like I was still packing like 30 or 40k gold by the end of the seed, so I wasn't hurting for cash.
No, definitely
And
not.
that was one of the flags I actually missed. I missed the greedy start or whatever it's called.
Yep, wealthy
We start
start,
with 100K gold.
100,000. Yep.
Yeah,
We were
totally
wondering what
missed
you were
that.
looking for in shops but then we realized it was sleeping bags. So
Yeah.
So you chose, as well as Glue, to put Yeti with Atma weapon.
We had a
Do you-
gentleman's agreement that Yamaro
Okay.
stays. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Umaro
Yep,
with Atma weapon
gentleman's
is
agreement.
a good strategy, right? If you know that Yeti can wear the Atma weapon, he's got the best defensive stats in the game, and you're just going to swing away every turn with an Atma weapon. So why not?
I meant to put sniper on the Yeti for the final Kefka.
Yeah. Well, you were just rolling
Because
in different weapons between the scimitar and the sniper and the stunner, and there's just so much you could do with Yeti this seed.
yeah, I initially started with what was it, the Tiger Claw or Tiger Fang.
Yep.
Then I picked up the scimitar, slapped that on the Yeti. Then I found sniper. I'm like, oh, okay, well, sniper I like better. Let's slap that on the Yeti. Atma weapon. Oh, great. Here's another option. Atma weapon. Then I did what was it? Number 024 fight and sniper was only doing 700 damage. I'm just like, well, maybe I guess it was a mistake. Let's swap it back. My end game, I definitely had issues finding my final character. That was annoying, as usual. I lose you guys.
Sorry, no, Aprebs, you got any questions for Jexrock here?
No, not really. It was just it's a fun time watching you guys go through this draft race. I mentioned to Schwantz at the beginning that that's when I was kind of last active, so it was good to come back to something familiar.
Yeah, love the draft. What is it? It's the FF6 Worlds Collide of Build-A-Bear. We can give it life, and we can take it away.
I was really disappointed we lost Gal. I was looking forward to the Gal start, but oh well.
Oops.
That saving
Blame the Mad Doc.
saving did come in handy, so
Well, before I head
Yeah,
off,
the only other
you
question
mind,
that I have.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the only other question that still lingers in my mind, and I don't know if you guys really have the answer because nobody found who possibly had the blitz that the floating continent would have helped give all the blitzes to. But that's a spoiler log question.
Yes, it is because Terra had lore and Strigo had tools. Because Strigo is a tool.
Whoa.
Don't you
Tell
be disrespecting Grandpa like that?
tell
Respect
us
your
how
elders.
you really feel.
All right, fine. He's a furry.
I don't know if that's better or
If you
worse.
think about
Anyway,
it, you got the chicken suit, you got the nutkin suit, which is really a squirrel suit. You got the Moogle suit,
there you
which
go.
is
Behemoth
all
suit.
stuff you can wear. Oh, the cat suit. He's got the
Behemoth
cat
suit,
suit,
tabby
tabby
suit.
suit.
Yeah.
He's got a killer mohawk, though. You got to respect the mohawk game.
Oh, well, yeah, true. But he Strigo definitely likes his role play.
Glue, you got any other final thoughts before we get out of here and let you go?
Yeah, I got a question for Jaxrox. How dare you only
Sure.
wager one cookie against me? That's unbelievable.
I wagered half a cookie.
Not
Half
well.
eaten
A bot took it as one, so I guess I gained half a cookie. I'll take it.
It was still a half-eaten cookie.
I'll get the rest. I'll get the rest another time.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Anyways.
Any
you
other
guys
final
mind if I-
thoughts, Glue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want to tell him to join the Discord, or do you want me to tell him, or do you want to tell him at the same time? How do you want to do this?
we'll do the spiel.
Go for it, Glue.
Yeah, if you haven't yet, listen to what Jaxrox has to say. It's very important, and take notes.
All right. Anybody who's new to Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide and would like to learn this wonderful randomizer, come join us in our Discord. There's a link in our website, ff6worldscollide.com. We got a wonderful community. Come and join us. We got tons of people that are willing to, teach you the different strats, help you get set up. We got various events going on throughout the year. I believe Ultras League Season 5 should be starting up soon, if I remember correctly. Aside from that, give our Restream team and our racers a follow. And GG's, thanks for tuning in.
All right.
That was
Can't-
wonderful.
I think we're done. That's it. We don't need anything else.
yeah, couldn't have said it better. So, well, big shout out to Schwantz for being awesome and commentating through not feeling well. Appreciate you being here. Nobody War, thank you for restreaming and doing the tracking and being awesome behind the scenes. And thanks to everybody watching and our racers for running.
Thank you.
Yep, GG's.
GG's. Catch you all next time, and bye-bye now.
Thank you.